Hello fellow Capricorns, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess, here to do your weekly read from the 24th to the 30th of September. I always leave the best till last. So Capricorn's always the last one to go up because if it's a good reading, I get so excited I can't concentrate on the rest. I'm only human. So thank you so much for joining my channel. Thank you so much for following me. If you're returning, I'm so grateful to have you on board. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If my readings don't resonate with you, you can move on to the next reader or check out other aspects of your natal charts, seeing your moon, your rising or ascendant, and also your Venus. If you're like me, I'm heavily weighted with Sagittarius in my birth chart, so sometimes if I can't find something to resonate, then you know, it's really funny because I often come up as a Queen of Wands in readings too, which I think is quite interesting. Okay, is there anything else? Oh, I'm using the Julia Massaglia Tarot here, which is the After Tarot. We'll have a change of tarot for next week. I'm going to I've dug out my Shadowscapes and my Thoth Tarot for next week to have a bit of a change. And they're smaller cards, so they're really nice to read with. I can't think of anything else. If you want to know more about me or you want a personal reading, please see below. And that's it. Okay, I've given the cards one mighty shuffle, and I think they're ready. Okay, let's see what's up for us Capricorns. Okay, working hard. How very funny, I start a new job tomorrow. So this is the card of putting in a lot of work and effort. You know, really working hard on something. There's not a lot of variation on this card. Some of the cards seem to have lots of meanings, but for me this is pretty straightforward. Whatever it is you're working on, you're working hard on. You have now made 8 of the same thing, so if that's got some relevance to you, he's busy working on the 8th one. So whatever it is, this is all about hard work, dedication, etc, etc. So okay, first card out. Yes. Haven't seen this card. First time I've seen it today. Isn't that interesting? So the card of the Two of Cups. And this is about a relationship or about a partnership. So we don't know if it's love yet because we haven't pulled out a lot of other cards, but could be. So in this card we see 2 people in an embrace because in the Rider-Waite they're separate, but in this After Tarot it shows the next move, and in this one they're together and they're holding each other. You can see the 2 cups. What I really like about this is the cat, because it tells me these 2 people are very in tune with each other. The cat sort of talks about intuition and feeling. She's the feminine energy. So very, very much in tune with one another. So whether that's a partnership at work or a partnership as in love. Yeah, see, there we go. So we have the Temperance card coming up next. So this tells me, Capricorn, that you are in a really, really good place at the moment. So with everything else going on around you, it doesn't matter. Look at you. You've got 1 foot in the water and 1 on land. You're completely balanced with your emotions and your practical side. You're busy making sure, look, that there's peace, quiet and harmony. So lovely, very much in a place of balance. The other thing this talks about is divine timing as well. And the sun's in this card. So there's some sun being shone on this, which I think is really nice. So the next card out is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords talks about, you know, past betrayal, people stabbing you in the back. I love that in the After Tarot he's had the swords removed from his back, but he's still hanging on to one because he's hopeful for a new start here. He's ready to have a new Ace of Swords start. And this is very much where you are at the moment. I feel like you've been through a pretty tough time. You've probably had to have worked hard to get your balance back after this. But now you're in a really, really good place. But definitely not forgetting that you're at the end of a cycle now and ready to move into the next phase of your life. Okay, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So yes, you're stable, you know, in your emotions, you're stable in your grounding, it looks like to me like you're ready for love. It's almost like everything in your life's great. You've even dealt with this betrayal, and now you're in a place where you're welcoming love. Because you actually have the card of money here as well. And we saw in the Eight of Pentacles to start with that you're working towards your security, your stability. So I really like this because it shows that you've worked towards this and you're in such a good place at the moment. You're very grounded and very, very ready for the next step in your life. Now, there has been some conflict around you. Now, whether this is internal conflict or whether you actually are in a bit of a bicker with someone else at the moment, there's something going on here. And this has fallen on the Two of Cups. So somehow or another, this says to me that you could be in a little bit of standoff, maybe, with someone at the moment. I feel like you're really in the right place, and I feel like maybe they weren't in the right place. Because it feels to me like you're fighting, it's an empty battle, but it doesn't feel like it's in your head because you feel like you're in a really good place at the moment. So it makes me feel like you're bickering with someone else. Okay, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles talks about hanging on to something. And in this card, you see the Death here. And it's almost like you can't hang on for this for the rest of your life. You have to let it go. But the one thing that always stands out for me on this card is that he holds the Pentacles over his heart. So maybe the person you're dealing with at the moment has hardened their heart. They're overprotecting their heart here. This is why you're bickering. It's like you're all in the right place for something. You've even been enlightened somewhat here. But I feel like the other person hasn't. And it's almost like you're calling in someone who isn't ready to come to you. Or maybe they've come and it just didn't pan out. Didn't pan out at all. Yeah, because you're being sent back to do a bit more reminiscing, I was going to say then. A little bit more enlightenment. It's like, okay, so it's, to me, it's like you've been heartbroken by someone. It's like you've been heartbroken. You know that you were ready for this relationship, but I feel this heartbreak comes from them because they weren't ready. They're overprotecting their heart. They're emotionally shut down. They're cold at the moment. You've been calling them back in and they're not ready to come in. So you have to go and do some healing of your own now. So it's almost like you've done the healing, you got yourself to a certain point, and something or another has now occurred with this other person to bring you to this place where you need to now go back and do more healing. I don't know what was said or done in this bickering and in this holding on to the heart thing, but it's almost like something was said or done for you to understand that you need to go away and do more healing. You weren't quite ready. Yet you felt ready before you went back. I don't think it's them ready. But I think perhaps it's them that has to go into a hanged man state at the moment. Perhaps this is them going back into this energy after bickering with you. You've sent them off into some sort of having to review things. They're closed down emotionally at the moment. They're shut off. They've closed down their heart. You haven't. You're all balanced and beautiful. Okay, and then we have the Justice card. Okay, something karmic is going on here. There's karma here for some reason. There's healing to be done because of that. So the other person has some work to do. That's why they've had to move back off you. Okay, Queen of Cups. Yeah, they have to work on their emotions. They're not feeling their emotions. They're closed down. They have to go through a transformation to learn how to use their heart again. Their heart's cold. This is why the transformation is behind the Four of Pentacles. If you can see it, that's exactly why it's there. It's saying you can't stay closed down. You need to transform that, and that's the energy there that you need to bring in. Now, this could be you, Capricorn. It could be that you've gone into this thinking that you were ready for a relationship and you've had a bit of a bicker. You've realised that you're still closed down and you've gone back to do some healing. That's very possible too. But whatever it is, you could be dealing with a water sign, by the way, too. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But now you've had to go back and do some more healing. Whatever it is, maybe you both have had to after this Seven of Wands. Because this is a defensive energy here. So you've had a fight with someone, or you've had to defend yourself against an offer. Maybe you've offered someone else love because you felt you were ready, and you've had to defend this offer because the other person's cold. They've closed down. Yeah, the High Priestess is here. There's a need for people to use their intuition in this situation. So whether that's you or whether that's them, this is karmic. You can't do anything about it. It's all divine timing. It's all working its way out. Had to happen this way because there was more healing to be done, but you had to connect with this person to do that healing. They aren't quite ready yet. And maybe you're not ready either. Maybe this is something you had to do to both heal each other. Cool reading. Very cool reading. But definitely a future with this person exists. But there just needs to be more time. The time's not right. And it's funny, the Libra reading talked about the time people not being ready, time not being quite right. And I think, why would they bring someone in for that reason? But then I realised there's obviously healing that you've both got to do. And the only way you can do that is by coming in contact with each other. Because the healing needs to be done, but you can't do it by yourself. You need someone to be able to show you or to promote you to do that. Okay, look, beautiful, because the card that's come out is Phoenix, and it says be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. Well, that sits really nicely with this reading, because I feel like you've done a whole lot of work on yourself, Capricorn, and it's an amazing job you've done, because you've just brought yourself to this really, really good place, and abundance is waiting round the corner for you. But for some unknown reason, although you're meant to be with this person that you've met, somehow or another you've either had a fight or an argument with them, and you've both had to go off and sort of lick your wounds and do your healing. But you will come back together. And there's a need for you to understand this is about karma and also about using intuition. There's still things to be revealed here that haven't been completely revealed. And you need to heal them in this energy. Beautiful reading. Thanks, Capricorn.